There are people who buy a yacht as a reward for their hard work. There are people who buy a yacht because they enjoy spending time on the water with their family. And then there are people who buy a yacht because they enjoy the process of building something challenging, something that's never been done before, something that stretches the builder to the limit of his capacity in design and engineering. Benetti are the world's largest producer of fully custom superyachts, and as such, it is fitting that they welcome these more challenging yacht owners and have built a solid reputation for their ability to work with them and to create some of the world's most unique and remarkable yachts. In the shipyard today, I'm here to visit probably one of the greatest examples of such a vessel. A marriage between yacht builder and yacht owner, designer and engineer, project manager and owner's representative. This is the story of Spectre. Spectre is a 69-metre Benetti superyacht built with a steel hull and an aluminium superstructure and capable of speeds of up to 21 knots. Said like this, it really doesn't sound much different from any other superyacht. A little longer than most perhaps, a little faster, but to really appreciate how very different from any other yacht she is, we need to go back to the owner's brief to the shipyard. You see, this particular client has owned many large yachts before. The fact that this is his third yacht built at Benetti is a good indication of their ability to meet his requirements. And his requirement for this yacht was very specific. He wanted speed, he wanted stability, and he wanted comfort. Now, it's said that to get the yacht that you want, you have to be prepared to compromise. Speed, in this case, was very high on the list of priorities. But to be fast, a yacht also needs to be relatively light. And that can compromise comfort, since nice, comfortable, quality cabinetry can really be quite heavy. It can also compromise stability, since stabilizer fins are quite heavy, and more to the point, any appendage underneath the hull will create drag, and that's not good for speed. This client, though, did not want to compromise. The Benetti engineers thought long and hard about this, and it was decided that the best way to give the client the performance that he wanted without compromising on the speed or the stability was to tackle the yacht's weight and to break new ground in constructing a yacht to the highest level of quality whilst drastically reducing its natural weight. The choice of engines was to be of great importance, not just choosing the most powerful ones for the speed, but looking carefully at the weight to power ratio so that the lightest possible units could be selected that would still achieve the full speed potential of the hull. MTU 12V 4000 series were eventually chosen, but they were coupled to aluminium gearboxes, more expensive than usual, but lighter, better, more compatible with the owner's brief. Another massively important consideration was the use of fairing on the yacht's hull. Metal yachts are rarely completely smooth all the way down the expanse of their hull, so a filler is used to give a perfectly smooth appearance before the yacht is painted. Now, that fairing compound can add many tons of weight to the yacht, so the smoother the hull, the less fairing compound is used, and the lighter the yacht would be. But Benetti didn't stop there. Like a Formula One race team analysing every component of their machine, they took a thorough look at the traditional ways that they built yachts with a view to seeing how they could improve upon them. A great example is this part of the superstructure. Now, usually there's a far greater radius on this part of the superstructure, and that's created by using aluminium tubing, which is faired and then painted. Now, aluminium tubing does add weight to the yacht, and you can just imagine how much of it is used on a vessel the size of this. So Benetti workers were asked to be especially attentive when they built this part of the yacht, creating this 90-degree edge. Now that's more difficult to do, it takes more time, it takes more skill, but it does save a lot of weight. And Benetti say that by using techniques like that, they saved 50 tons of weight on this yacht. Now that's about the same as an Azimut 72. The traditional approach to stability on board a yacht is to put two large stabilizer fins on the hull of the yacht. Now this can be quite effective, but the drag they create reduces the speed of the vessel. So, to overcome this challenge, Benetti went to a company called Naiad, who are one of the world's leading suppliers of marine stabilizers. Naiad recommended their ride control system that places two smaller fins toward the forward section of the yacht, two towards the center, and then a set of 3 interceptors at the stern. The smaller sets of fins create less drag, whilst the aft interceptors actually lift the stern slightly to reduce drag and increase speed. The hull designer, a renowned Dutch company called Mulder Design, who have successfully worked with this client many times before, tested the system in Poland in both test tanks and in a lake to ensure that the system was foolproof and to be totally satisfied with the concept. These 3 appendages are linked by a computer and work together so that in 3-meter high seas and at a speed of 19 knots, both pitch and roll were reduced by 40%. This system is so successful and efficient that Naiad have used it more commonly on military vessels, where a stable platform in warfare is essential, but this is the first time the system has ever been used on a luxury yacht. The final requirement we'll look at in this video is that of comfort. Now, right now, the yacht's literally about to be delivered to the owner, so as you can see, it's covered with protective covering. But even with that said, there's little doubt that this is going to be a very comfortable yacht with very nice cabinetry on board. I should also mention that this yacht owner has had many vessels before, so he knew what comfort meant for him, and it meant having a helicopter landing pad, having a nice beach club from which you could easily access the sea, lots of storage for tenders and toys, a sauna, a massage room, and yes, that important quality cabinetry that we discussed. And as we mentioned, that adds weight. So to understand how Benetti tackled that problem, we have to look up there. Benetti technicians recognized that to eliminate weight from the interior of the yacht, they had to work on the areas that are unseen, the ceilings, the floors, and the partitions. To do this, aluminium frames were used to hold panels in place, and the use of wood, which tends to be a very heavy material, was kept to the absolute minimum. Each ceiling and floor panel was supported by a softening mount to reduce noise and vibration, and held in place by an aluminium grating. Although this may seem a small gain in terms of weight, if you calculate the total amount of floors, ceilings and partitions in a 70-meter yacht, then it may not surprise you to hear that the shipyard estimated that the total material used was about 30 tons lighter than if they'd used traditional materials. I think the most impressive thing for me about this yacht is the approach that Benetti took towards the client's requests. Now, you might think to yourself, of course they took him seriously, he's building a 70-meter super yacht here. But I look around me and I see a lot of 70-meter super yachts, 60 meters, 50, 80, 100-meter super yachts. Benetti do build a lot of big yachts, and yet at no point in time was this client treated as anything less than the most important person for the Benetti team. The project managers flew from Italy to New York over 20 times to discuss the project with the client. it's clear that there was a heartfelt determination on the part of them to make this client happy. And I think he's going to be very happy indeed with Spectre.